Good morning, Dell and Sarah.
Yeah, hi Rick. We have no video on your part.
What's that again?
Your video is not showing up. You're just showing you the name like ours.
Okay, let me fix that.
There you go. Thank you.
Well, that's the camera that faces me. So let me see if I can get this thing fixed.
That's got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
There we go, now I'm on. Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
Boy, it's nice to see so many here today. So welcome to Unity Spiritual Life Center of Yakima Valley. We're very glad to see you. Nice to see a few faces I haven't seen for a while too. So let's get up, stand up this morning and let's sing I Am the Image of God. And you guys all know this one. Okay, so let's go ahead and stand up and let's get some energy into our opening song here. And it's basically, I am the radiant light of God. It's just got different words to it. Okay, so we're gonna do the first verse, the second verse, then back to the first verse, and then end, okay? So hopefully you'll enjoy this one. I am the image of God, I am, I am, I am, I am. I am the image of God, I am, I am, I am, I am. The image of God, of life, of health, the image of joy, of strength, of love. I am the image of God, I am, I am, I am, I am. I am the image of God, I am, I am, I am, I am. I am the image of God, I am, I am, I am, I am. The image of good, of peace, of light, the image of truth, of faith, of might. I am the image of God, I am, I am, I am, I am. I am the image of God, I am, I am, I am, I am. Put your hands together. I am, I am, I am. The image of God, of life, of health, the image of joy, of strength, of love. I am the image of God, I am, I am, I am, I am. Nice job. All right, you may be seated.
Good morning, everyone. Good
morning.
I'm Barb Allen. I am a member of the Board of Trustees. I want to welcome friends, old and new, early and late. Nice to see old friends, and it's really nice to see new faces. This is your first time. We want you to know we welcome you wherever you are on your spiritual path, and if you need more information, we have a visitors packet out there. Either of the ushers would be glad to help you with that. So I'm anxious to hear our speaker today. If there's no other business at this time, I'll call the prayer partner forward to open us in prayer.
Good morning. So I'm Marilyn Freed and I'm your prayer partner for today, and we'll start by lighting the Christ candle. We light this Christ candle to remind us of the Christ consciousness within each and every one of us. So if you're comfortable, close your eyes right now and open. Bring our attention, whatever we had outside, bring our attention fully into this room right now. As we acknowledge that we are in the presence of God. We acknowledge that we have that spark of divinity within each of us. And we're grateful. We come with appreciation to knowing that there is peace and light and love and joy within each of us. And for these few minutes, for this short time, we bring our attention fully here and open to see and feel and know that presence. For this, we say, thank you, God. Amen.
Good morning. I'm your platform assistant today. My name is Sharon Hampson. I'm a little out of order here. So you'll get comfortable in your chairs, feet on the floor, get centered. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. Our word for today is inspiration. Let us affirm. I am grateful to those who inspire me. Now please allow these words to be your words. I admire and respect the sacred calling and work of innovative and groundbreaking thinkers and leaders. The work they have done to forge new paths and lead humanity in new directions inspires me. I've heard inspiration described as the breath of God, an inner quickening. This quickening is mine as I forge new paths and boldly journey forward, creating my life anew. To keep divine inspiration flowing, I make time to rest in contemplative stillness. I begin each day with a prayer for a receptive mind and heart. I pray for the courage and clarity to release my rigid expectations. I live in a state of gratitude for the inspiration that flows from God and the opportunity to share it. We read in Genesis 2:7. Then the Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living being. Remember, friends, the word for today is inspiration.
And now, if you're comfortable doing so, you could close your eyes if they're not closed already. And as we begin to come more fully into this present moment, let's just take a breath in together and let it go. Take another breath in together and let it go. Feeling the chair beneath you supporting you. Allowing yourself to feel your feet on the floor and your connection to Mother Earth. Take one more breath in together and let it go. And this time, open yourself to the love and the light of spirit that is all around you. Not only around you, but within you. And as you continue breathing, just allow yourself to breathe in your body's own natural rhythm. Knowing that each breath is a gift of life from our Creator. That gift is always there. As we continue breathing, we begin to allow ourselves to open even deeper, to feel that presence of God, of Great Spirit, of Holy Spirit. Whatever name you call it by. We allow ourselves to feel that light, that love, that presence. We give ourselves permission to notice how it feels in our own body, in our own awareness. For each of us is love. Each of us is peace. And when we allow ourselves to feel it, it begins to grow seemingly within us. And as we allow it to grow, we are each comforted, knowing love, the light, the peace of God is here always. And for a few moments, feeling this presence even deeper within us and around us, we rest in the silence, allowing ourselves to breathe, allowing ourselves to appreciate what is here now. As we rest a moment in the silence. As we begin to be aware once more of the room, of our connection to Mother Earth, of our connection to a holy presence, we begin to bring ourselves, our awareness a little more into the room. And as we do this, we think of those who are not here with us today in the physical, whether they're home for whatever reason or somewhere in spirit. If there's someone in your mind, bring them into this spiritual space. As we pray together for those in our community. Barb asks for prayer for David Trick, as he is still facing the challenge with cancer. She also asked for prayer for her daughter, Janet. She was in a car accident. She's fine, her car isn't. So we ask for prayer there. We ask for prayer for healing, for quick and full healing for Juanita, who is home resting. We ask for prayer for Charlotte and her family, who has made her transition in this past week. She was injured in a car accident. For all these people, we see them feeling and knowing the light of God surrounding them. We see Charlotte's family, and particularly her husband, Alex, knowing the comfort and love that is God. And we ask for guidance and direction and strength for our board as they meet this Sunday to do the church's business. We acknowledge for them, and we know that they acknowledge as they meet that Jesus Christ is the head of this church. And we know that they make good decisions. So now at this time, if there's anyone who you thought of as we were talking about, thinking of people in your life that you want to place them in this holy place right now. We know there is no separation in God, in time and space. And so we know that they are all here with us this moment. Whisper their names quietly. And don't forget your own name. To open to that love, that light, that inspiration, that is guidance as you move through your life. Take a breath in and relax and let it go. Take another breath in, relax and let it go, feeling the support and the strength that is here with you. And open one more time into the breath of God. And relax and let it go. And open your eyes when it's comfortable for you to do so, saying, thank you, God. Amen.
Did you mention that you fell asleep during it?
It's so fucking boring, I fell asleep. So I'm pleased to be able to introduce our speaker this morning, Melissa. I spent just a few minutes with her before we started service. And I was surprised to know this is not a lifelong thing. She just woke up with this one day and there it was. So if you think something's weird with you, maybe it's not. So please join me in welcoming Melissa.
It's not, maybe it is really weird. It isn't something that I've always done. In fact, I thought I was losing my marbles and I did spend a few years in therapy. It traumatized me pretty well, so. Thank you guys for having me so much. I really appreciate the opportunity to come here and speak with you. So I wanted to note that first song you sang, I literally, you are lucky I didn't get up and start dancing around the room because I was like, oh, I love it. Oh my gosh. and then I was laughing and then I was crying and it was like, that's quite a ride that we were on this morning. And it almost was like a hard act to follow. That prayer was pretty amazing. So. As always, I have a lot of notes because I can pretty much be like a squirrel. I always joke I'm like a rabbit or a squirrel on crack because I'm like all over the place. So the notes really help kind of bring me in. So if I'm not making a lot of eye contact today, it's because I have a lot of notes. And I realized after talking to Marilyn, she had invited me to come back and shared the theme for this month, which is listen to your calling. And so right away I was like, yep, I'm in. It's my jam, that's my thing. We have to follow our calling. And we may not know what our calling is when we're 5 years old, but when we hit our late 30s, early 40s, it might come in and just say, hey, guess what you're doing today? Okay, I guarantee you guys have all had those little nudges. And we'll talk a little bit more about those. And when I'm done here, I've asked if it was okay to open up a little bit. So I will give you guys the opportunity to ask questions if you would like about your own contracts. Okay. As a psychic and a medium, I do have the ability to tap in. Sometimes that freaks people out. Most of the time that freaks people out. But it's actually a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So, This is big for me because I know the importance and the power of listening to your calling, and that's why I said yes so quickly. Well, I say yes to everything, so who am I looking to? I'm like, yes, I'm in, I'll do it, When I looked at the information I shared with Chris on what I wanted to talk about today, I realized I am a little bit of an overachiever. And I might have bitten off a little more than I could chew as far as how I can get everything into 15 minutes. There's a good chance I won't be able to, but we'll do the best. I'll do the best I can. Well, when I say we, it's always me and my guides. Okay, so I always invite them to come in and talk to me as well and talk through me. All right, you guys, are you ready to dig in? Okay. yes, please hurry, get over it. So I want to jump in by starting with the soul's contract, because soul contracts include our calling and what we're here to do and what we're here to achieve, what we're here to accomplish. And I'm often asked, how do I know if I have a soul contract with someone? Simple answer for that. We have a contract with every being, every place, and everything in our lives. That does include animals. I get asked that a lot. Does that mean animals too? Yes, that means animals. Animals also have soul contracts. Okay, absolutely. When I state this in group events, someone, oh, I already said that. Somebody always asks me, does that include the animals? Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. And if you're here today or you're watching online, you and I have a soul contract. Okay, we also have a contract with this building and everything in it. We have agreed to this life on a level that most of us aren't fully aware of, and that's okay. Once you start becoming aware of it, it can change your perception of your life and how you interact with everybody else. Even those people who seemingly do bad to us or seemingly cause us a lot of harm, they are here to teach us something. I have seen it over and over again, over and over. So prior to incarnating into this life, we have a list of things that we want to accomplish, because this is not your first rodeo. I promise you, you've been here before. Maybe not in this church, maybe not on this specific day. But we've all incarnated and we've had many, many lifetimes. Give yourself some time to digest that. If that's not something that you believe in, just give yourself some time to digest it, okay? And trust, okay? One of the reasons we do keep coming back is karma. Karma is neither good or bad. A lot of people like to use karma as a threat. Karma's going to get you. That's the law of attraction that's going to get you. But what karma does, karma is a balancer. And if you look up the true meaning of karma in Hinduism and Buddhism, it's a balancer. It's there to kind of help us. So our soul says, oh my gosh, you know, I had this really weird experience. I had this horrible experience. I did this to somebody, or somebody did this to me. So now we're going to come back and we're going to learn those lessons in this lifetime. Sometimes doesn't seem fair. It's like, I had nothing to do with that. Why would I have to deal with that? Okay, that's how the soul operates. And we're always learning and we're always growing and we're always changing. Okay. So when we're planning our soul contract and we're sitting down with our team and we sit down and we also work with God, we're all part of God. So when the I am came out, that was one of the things that had me wanting to cry, because we're all connected and we're all connected to source, whether we believe that or not. Okay. So when we're going through our soul contract and we're deciding what we're going to experience, we connect with everybody who's going to incarnate during this lifetime with us, and we decide what we're going to be with each other. Like, I need to experience loss. I need to experience, this one's a hard one, poverty or death, or I didn't understand what it was like, and maybe in a past life, you took somebody else's life. So maybe in this lifetime, you lose a lot of people. Okay, I know that's a big thing. We gather with other souls. We choose all of these experiences we're going to have. We choose what we're going to look like. We choose who our parents are. We choose our eye color. We choose the state we're going to be born in, and we choose the time we're going to be born in, because all of that leaves an impression on our physical bodies and our souls so that we can operate. It's almost like a computer chip that programs you, if you will. Okay. So to me, knowing this and understanding it actually took away a lot of pressure. Is that me?
Tweak your, like, it's on your left side.
Is that better?
How about
Is that
the
better?
other parties?
I think it's okay. I told you guys I wanted to dance. I was going to do it sooner or later. Okay. All right. I think that's good. All right. So where I was going is, to me, that knowing this and understanding that this was all planned, and we still have free will. Don't get me wrong. We absolutely have free will. That's where our power comes in, and we'll talk about that in a second. But understand
a little bit.
pressure off of me in my own life, and it helped me to stop pity parties, because I went through this life thinking everything was happening to me, and I've had some pretty devastating blows in my life. I've had a lot of things that, you know, I sat in a corner, sucked my thumb, and felt sorry for myself. Why is it happening? And I began to understand, once I realized and once I started to learn how the soul works, it kind of took all of that pressure off of me, and it kind of felt, so then I realized life was happening for me, not to me. Okay. And that's when my growth really took off. And that's why I say own your power, own that stuff, own that stuff, own it, own all of it. My personal pity parties were because I thought I was powerless. And let me tell you, I've had some epic pity parties. epic, because I thought the world was out to get me. And I'm comfortable throwing myself under the bus. I have no problem with that, because I may not always be able to show someone what to do, but I'm pretty confident I can show you what not to do. So here I am showing you what not to do. Other things you should never do. Deny your path. You are a unique and beautiful expression of divine love, God. And to deny yourself is to deny God. Yeah?
Yeah.
Never deny your journey. You wrote it for your soul's growth. Woo! Never deny your life. This life is an incredible gift to assist your soul's growth. Never hide who you are to fit in. Never deny who you are to fit into a group, because you're going to end up disliking yourself and them a whole lot, I promise. Okay? Hiding denies, and that's basically telling your soul to F off. I didn't say the word, so. Your power comes in when you acknowledge and own who you are. Never blame others for your choices, and this is a tricky one. I get this a lot. It's not my fault. I didn't do it. I often hear it. I had no choice. I had to do it. Yes, you did. We all have choices. We don't like our choices. Some of our choices may be incredibly difficult to make, but we always have a choice. And that choice is movement. Sometimes you have to move backwards to go forwards, but that's still movement. That's not death. That's just another direction. And maybe you have to take a step right, or maybe you have to take a step left. Stagnation is what gets us. You have to keep moving. I think I've already said this, but I'm going to say it again because it's worth repeating. Never blame others for your choices. When my mediumship came into my life, and I knew that this was what I was supposed to do, and I wanted to quit my job, but I was kind of scared. I couldn't duplicate the income right away, and I was just like, I don't know what to do. I was getting writing lessons, I trained courses, and I was working full-time in marketing for a large fruit company in Sela. So I ended up tearing my rotator from here to here, not being able to move my arm. And in my job, I had to be able to do that for my job. I literally had to do this. So that's how I drove to work. Yeah. It was a long time ago, so I don't think I can be in trouble for that now. But that whole year, when I did make it to work, it was just really tough, and I didn't get to work a lot that year. So what I learned was we would be okay without that income. The reason I'm talking about this is because that's kind of like a little built-in thump. When you're not following what you're supposed to do, you might get a flick. I got a big one. Don't do that to yourself. Don't ignore it so you get the big flicks. Have you ever in your life had something big happen? You're like, and it leads you to the original path you wanted to do. Has anybody ever had that happen? Yes. So you know you've had a flick. There's probably a much better technical term for it, but I'm not a very technical person. So flick, you got a flick, you got a thump. You built those into your contracts as little reminders. So, and that's a beautiful gift too. It's like, okay, remember, we wanted to do this. We wanted to have this experience. I wanted to do this. You still have free will, but your guides and your angels and your loved ones in spirit are still going to be like, let's help her. Push her off that horse today. They're not hurting you. Let me just say that. They're not going to hurt you, but they are going to do what they need to do to get your attention and to help you make the choice you need to make. Okay. So that is also about owning your power. Had I done that, had I owned my power, quit my job, and dove into it full time, there's a pretty good chance I might have avoided the torn rotator. Okay? I can't say that for a fact because it happened, but okay. When we continue to deny the choices or take responsibility, the lesson increases in severity. I know, crap, but hence the torn rotator. The lesson increases in severity until we make the choice we need to make. It's not a punishment, it's guidance, it's there to help you, okay? We're not meant to stay stagnant. I know I already said that. We're meant to grow, change, challenge ourselves, and accomplish. Okay. Our biggest struggles in life come from what we deny, what we ignore, and what we push down and try to bury. And this is where your personal power comes in, and this is where you own it and take it back. Giving away your power looks like maybe coveting what somebody else has. Maybe you see the neighbor's yard is green, mine's brown. Why is mine? Fertilize your yard? Okay, spend time in your lane. I think that's one of the reasons it's a 10 commandment not to covet another, because you have your own journey. This is your soul contract. You stay here. You stay here in your contract. Don't start getting involved in everybody else's stuff, because then you start bringing their pain and sorrows into your life. You don't need them. You have your own stuff. Coveting what someone else has, that's not staying in your lane. This is an area many of us get hung up on. Okay, another way you give away your power, blaming others for your actions. Own your actions and watch your life change. Okay, that's a big one. I'm getting a lot of Take responsibility. That's huge. Taking responsibility for our choices, making decisions for yourself. Sometimes we give that power away too. And I know when I was very young, I was in a very difficult relationship. My ex-husband was very violent and he controlled my actions through taking pieces of my car away so I couldn't drive, through keeping me locked in the house, through abuse, through violence and physical and emotional. And my staying, I gave him my power. And I'm not saying that if you stay in a violent relationship, it's your fault. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying you're giving your power away. Okay. What also that did on a soul level, because I would have had, and I did have a soul contract with him, that caused me to be a lot stronger. Not the opposite. It made me a lot stronger because I had to move myself and my 2 children 1,500 miles away. That forces you to get strong fast. And I had to own a lot of stuff in my life because of that. So those difficult things, though a lot of us use them and think, and I did this, so but we can use those things and say, this is not helping me, this is hurting me. But it actually did help me because it forced me to make difficult choices. And I am in a much better place now than I have ever been in my life because I've made some really hard choices. Have I made all of the hard choices? No, because I'm human, but I've made a lot of them. And that's the thing too, is don't be so hard on yourself, because we do that too. We get so caught up and we punish ourselves in ways that we were never meant to punish ourselves. Okay. When I say take your power back, to me, it means make decisions for yourself, honor the decisions you've made for yourself, trust yourself. And if you have a hard time trusting yourself, you know that that's time to come within and to do some inner healing. If you struggle to trust yourself, if you're struggling, if you're being triggered by other people, that's inner work. That's healing that needs to be done, traumas that need to be released. Okay, inner healing is the key to many of our trauma, well, all of our traumas and issues of not owning power. I wanted to throw some terms out, and I would love for you guys to look these up. Okay, shadow work. Anybody ever heard of that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Past life regression, and you can do this thing called life between lives, where you look at your soul's plan before you reincarnated. Meditate. Meditation is an amazing way to come within. Okay, I have taken a course on teaching meditation. Okay, I'm 97% done still. I'm close. But people tell me all the time I can't meditate. I can't, no, I'm too busy. My mind won't quiet. So when you were a toddler, or actually before you were a toddler, you had to learn to stand up. And before you could toddle. But you didn't quit saying, you know, this is really hard. I think I'm just going to sit here on my bum and let my mom take care of everything. You kept pushing, didn't you? Because you're all walking, I saw you. So you have to get there at some point, right? That's meditation. It may not be easy right off the bat, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. That is where your answers lie, because that's your connection to your higher self. That's your connection to source. So that's in your heart center. Come within and spend some time there. Even if your mind is like, and you're all over the place, every time you find yourself going somewhere else in your head and creating a beautiful story to follow, just say thank you, acknowledge it, and come right back within. Meditation is the key, and I cannot stress that enough. It is a beautiful, beautiful key. It's a beautiful tool. Okay. There are a couple of books I would like to recommend to you guys too. There is a gentleman by the name of Dr. Brian Weiss. I don't know if anybody's heard of him, but he has written many books on past lives. He found it by accident when he was regressing a client. And he's a Harvard educated man. He's highly educated. He thought he was going crazy, and he thought he was going to be the laughing stock when he discovered this. And he didn't do it on purpose. He was leading a client through regression because of something happening in her life, and she ended up going into a past life, and he was like, anyway, being the smart man that he is, he dove into it instead of hid from it, and he owned his power. Okay, and now he's written many, many, many books, and I highly recommend. They're beautiful. He's well written. Many Lives, Many Masters, Dr. Brian Weiss. And then another one that I just recently found a year or two ago was Robert Schwartz, and he has many books on the soul's journey also. And he does interviews with mediums, and he talks about the past life journey. So the soul's journey, Robert Schwartz. Okay. So what I would like to do is, if you guys have any questions, I think I have enough time to take a few. Yes.
We have to reincarnate, or
No.
can you say I don't want to?
No, most of us have to reincarnate because of karma. Okay, and because the reason that we're here is to ascend. So if you think, here's an ascended master, Jesus. He ascended. He's ascension. He responded with love and kindness through his life. So that's basically what we're all hoping to do. So that's why he's such an amazing leader for us. Very powerful. So yes, your humanness doesn't get to decide, or you wouldn't be here. Because I'm pretty sure if my humanness was like, I'm like, nope. No, thank you. But you have to make the best of your time here. 100%. I don't bite, I promise, if you have any other questions.
One little fuzzy still about the all the inanimate objects that are part of our
I know, right?
soul contract.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that in many belief systems, inanimate objects, rocks and stuff, have a soul, but
Consciousness.
it's hard for me to wrap my mind around that. But
Can I
accept
tell you
that.
a really weird story about that? About
Yeah.
rocks having a consciousness?
Yeah.
Y'all are gonna think I've lost my mind, and I'm okay with that, because, you know, I'm telling you I'm a psychic medium, so. I had this rock garden, and I had these boulders about this big. And so I decided I was going to move them to decorate up by my house instead of away from my house. So I got on my tractor and I put the bucket down, and I put the bucket right under it so I could scoop it up. And I was, oh, it's pulling. I was like, oh, it's pulling. And it wouldn't move. It was like, okay. And I heard in my head, I do not want to go. I was like, what? Yeah. And then I heard it again, I don't want to go. And in that really quick second of insanity, I was like, what if you bring friends? And then I heard, okay. And then I said, do you want to pick? If I'm talking to a rock, I might as well ask it what it wants. And literally, I was drawn to two rocks right around it that were much smaller. And I'm not even kidding you. I went over and I think it was a he. It moved. The rock moved, right? I'm not, So now I have these 3 rocks, him and his little buddies, up by my house. So do I believe they have a consciousness? 100%. And another quick story, if you don't mind, or example. Have you ever heard of people going to other places and taking something and being told that is cursed? If you take that home, bad things are going to happen to you. Have you ever heard of that? You take something from Hawaii, you come home and all of a sudden you have all these, well, I believe in my heart that's because they have their own identity, their own agenda. They didn't want to be at your house. They wanted to be at the beach. I don't blame them. So, and when they send those things back home, those rocks or those crystals or whatever it was they picked up, that stuff goes away. Yes, have you heard those stories? So think about why that might happen. I'm not necessarily one to believe in curses. I believe we have dominion. I believe we were given dominion, meaning we have power and we're safe and we're loved and we're so protected. That's what I believe. But I do think that if we're doing something against the will of another, that might affect us too. Okay. Who's that? See, now you guys know I'm crazy. Yes.
Okay, what Rick said kind of caused a question, and maybe everybody else, help clarify is, Rick had said soul, and then you said consciousness.
Yeah.
So what is the difference?
So for me, I believe humans have souls. I'm not certain that I feel that the rock has a soul, but I do think it has an awareness and an understanding. And I don't know that I'm the best to explain that, but it's just something that I've been shown. We'll just see if I can get some insight on that. Okay, so they said that the rock consciousness, it's a magnetic, is that a word? Magnetic object. But it's living and breathing as well. Oh, okay.
Well, if everything is energy, that makes sense.
Literally, everything is energy. We create energy. We can't destroy energy. That's why it's not so hard to believe that the soul continues to exist, because energy cannot die. They've even weighed the human body after the soul leaves, and it's, what is it, it's 3/4 of an ounce or something like that. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. Did that help?
Yeah.
So contracts with everything we create, everything we make, everybody that's in our lives, whether they've done harm to us or we've done harm to them, we've been on both sides. Sometimes some of us don't want to believe we've done bad things, but we all have. We've all done things we wish we didn't. Holding on to it doesn't make you healthier. I promise you that. Coming to understand it and like, yeah, that was not the best moment. Have you ever said something to someone and you're like, that's out of character for me? I have said, I have, and so you're a messenger and you will be used as a messenger. And that might help somebody else. Anybody else? Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I hope, if nothing else, that you're more aware now that you do have power, that you're not powerless. None of us are powerless. You do have choices, and I wish for you to make the best ones. And be kind to everybody, because we're all going through something. Thanks, guys.
For those of you on Zoom that came late, this will be posted on YouTube.
So, announcements today. Weekly Zoom meditation. Take a break, take a breath, and join Marilyn Freed for those on Tuesday evening at 7. And our Wednesday book study will start in the spring with the Into the Magic Shop. Unity t-shirts. If you go in back here on the sign up board, there's some really nice pictures of our Unity t-shirt, and orders are being taken. Deadline is March 13th. Do you have anything to share, or?
Just the payment will be due when you pick up your shirt when you come into the church, and you can pay.
Thank you, Karen, for doing
A
that.
quick question.
Yes.
So you got the fabric thing solved, huh?
Yeah, we went with a 50/50 Gildan lightweight t-shirt. I should have some here by next week, so you guys can see them too.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So yoga, chair yoga here at Unity, Cindy Chartier, longtime yoga teacher. She'll be offering yoga, chair yoga the last Sunday of each month. And the first one is February 27th at noon here. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Bountiful blessings, if you've noticed in the back by the information desk, there's a table. So if you have any supplements or any items that you purchased and decided if you didn't need or want, just bring them on in, and somebody else, you know, kind of recycle. So it's a lot of fun. February speakers next week is, I'm not sure how to say it, Melanie Rosen. She's with the Yakima Habitat. And the library update, the carpet has been ordered and should be in by March 1st. Great. So we had our first metaphysical night on Friday night, and it was a great success. We had healers and a lot of people coming in, and from what I can see, everybody was busy. It was awesome. And then Lisa Kane had brought some Ayurvedic foods. So she had some samples, and it was great. So, so it's the third Friday of each month. Next month, though, we'll be having our annual Metaphysical and Wellness event. So there's some flyers in the back, so please take some, hand them out, distribute, talk about it, share, bring people in, and definitely come and enjoy yourself. So the April Metaphysical Night is April 15th. Oh, okay. That's okay. Didn't need to put you on the spot. So April will be Reader's Night. So May 20th will be Crystals, Oils, and Sage Night. So, and share among friends. I mean, people that you know, run into. There's also flyers in the back, so hand it out. Yes.
I just want to say that we got so much good feedback about the Healers Night on Friday night. We were really excited. We were going to do a metaphysical night every month. We didn't charge the healers for booths here. We just asked them to come in and offer their services. And we put up a donation box for us to ask to help us keep it going. And we had about 40 people come through. That's what we figured out. And the people donated $117
Wow.
in 2 hours. Wonderful. So it is something that the community is excited about. So we're looking forward. We've got them booked out for the next year.
Yay. So, do we have any other announcements? Leslie.
Just real quick, next, in March, the first Sunday of March, you know, is my birthday Sunday. We do have a cake down in the freezer we can use for that. But I'm going to be in San Diego, and my cohort over here, Janet. Janet's going to be recuperating, and she may be here, she may not. So we're the only reader on our team. And so we would really like someone to step up and say that, yes, I will be the leader, and we'll tell you between now and then all the different things you have to do. Plus, there's a checklist. And the board people will very pleasantly remind you of what you forgot. So, you know, it's a win-win situation. It's a lot of fun to meet people as they come in. And so just get little Janet, or I know that you're willing to do that. So it's the first Sunday in March. Birthday Sunday, you get to get out birthday stickers and everything. Yeah. Ready to go. Oh, there you go.
Thank you, Leslie. Any other announcements?
Just a quick correction on the t-shirts. Once they come in, money will go to Chris, not Leslie. Leslie had you on my mind about it.
Oh, okay.
How much money get to send? So I just wanted, some of you might have received one of these this morning. I remember when I first came here and we had Lenten devotionals, and I got nabbed by a longtime member saying, we are not Christian, why are we doing this? This is Lent. And what we do is we look at Lent as an opportunity to do denials and affirmations. The things that we deny that have power over us, and the things that we affirm are good power in us. And so Ash Wednesday, which we don't do any ashes, we don't need that. But we do start the Lenten reflection time, and that will be Wednesday, March 2nd. So if you want to participate in this at home, these are really, I think, pretty cool.
We will have some here at the church.
We have some already.
Pass them out.
Okay, thank you.
Any other announcements? You join me for the affirmations. Our prosperity affirmation is
I am giving and receiving good.
our vision.
The world transformed through the growing movement of a shared spiritual awakening.
And our mission.
We empower individuals to collectively transform the world.
Okay, who has abundance to share this morning?
I'm behind you.
Take it away.
I just wanted to tell everyone, thank you so much for everything, to get the cards and the gifts that you gave me last week for my birthday. You made my husband a very happy camper. He's been pretty ill and he forgot my birthday.
Oh.
And he was like a week off. You tell where he's been, in a fog. Anyway, he was overjoyed that you guys had remembered me. So I just wanted to tell you that. And I appreciate it so much. I love you guys. Thank you.
We appreciate you,
Amen.
just the way you are. God. Anybody else? Sharon?
Okay, I have an abundance in that I released almost 100 books at my house. I've been decluttering, and I had an overabundance of books. And half of them came to Unity for the library, and then half went to somebody else. And I distributed some to friends, but it was, I mean, wow, it just opened. Yeah, it was great. Thanks.
Thank you, Sharon.
But you had a sole contract with those books.
Going, nobody? I think we're good. So. Will the ushers come forward? And join me in blessing the offering. Divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. Thank you. Divine Spirit, thank you for the flow of giving and receiving that is a part of our wondrous universe. Daily we receive all that is needed and more from the infinite abundance all around us. We pray blessings on these offerings given with gratitude and joy. Thank you, God. Amen. Okay. Shall we bless each other?
We love you, we bless you, and we appreciate you just the way you are.
And we'll stand for the prayer of protection.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
And we'll circle up and sing the peace song. Words are on both sides and on the front. Those
God, our Creator.
No rush to go anywhere. We got a board meeting today.
Thanks, Rick.
I